As we put the hands together, this is a transition point where we take all of those resources and we look within ourselves. So we pay a little more attention to the sensations in the body. Notice how your body feels. If there are sensations that feel particularly pleasurable or maybe even unpleasant or neutral, just take a sort of a mental note if there's any places in your body that stand out. As much as possible without judgment in these different parts of the body. Like a big metaphorical hug, just embracing the body as it is in this moment. We're going to begin to move the arms a little bit. So the feet are somewhere under the knees, weight on the sits bones, so we feel nice and stable. And then we're going to try to move with the breath. So as you inhale, lift the arms up. And as you exhale, bring the hands down. And if your shoulders will allow it, you can bring the top of the hands to the low back. See if your shoulders are happy with that. And if they're not, just bring the hands down. So inhale up. Exhale down. Try to keep that posture through the center of the body as much as possible. And maybe if you like, you can lift the chin as the hands come up and drop the chin as the hands come down. So because your breath might be different than my breath, it's totally fine if you're moving at a different pace than I am. Some people find it useful to follow a pace at the beginning, and some people find it annoying. I encourage you to find your own breath as much as possible. And if you have a short breath, the movements might be faster. And if you have a deeper breath, the movements might be slower. And then maybe the next time the hands are up in the air, stretch a little bit, a feeling like both sides of the rib cage are lifting up, like you're lengthening from the sits bones all the way through the fingertips. And then release the arms. Pause for a moment. And then we're going to shift the feet a little more in front of the knees. And I'm going to move back here so you can see my full body. And we're going to slide down towards the floor. So first you can take the elbows to the knees. Make as much space between your legs as you like. You can keep the legs close together or further apart. And then if you like, you can come all the way towards the floor. So you're kind of lying your belly forward. Let the head hang. The upper back round a little bit. The shoulders relax. For some people, having the head below the hips is not a comfortable sensation. And if that's the case for you, bring the elbows to the knees and do this sort of halfway down. Otherwise, take a breath or two here in this position. We're going to come back to sitting up. Pause a moment. And we're going to reestablish this seat. So sits bones below, sternum lifted. And then we're just going to take the arms out to the side. So we're going to do a little bit of work holding the arms out. If your arms get tired at any point, just bring them down, rest, and watch. So first, we're just going to hold the arms out like this. And then we're going to bring attention to one arm. So let's say the right arm for now. So I'm going to bring my fingers to, there's a little point here. There's your collarbone, and there's a little knot on the collarbone close to you. This is called the sternoclavicle joint. It's where the arm connects with the core of your body. It's actually a joint. So what we're going to do is we're going to rotate the right hand so the palm of the hand goes down and any further, so anti-clockwise rotation, and then rotate clockwise. And you'll see the hand rotates, the wrist rotates, the elbow rotates, and the shoulder comes forward and goes back. And you might feel a bit of movement even all the way to the sternoclavicle joint, which is actually part of the foundation of your arm. So just notice how it feels to rotate one or the other. Notice if might be some sound, some sensation, depending, as we get older, sometimes there's a little bit of noises that happen in our joints. So just notice that. And then we're going to switch to the other side. So we're going to pause for a moment, just feel that one side. So notice what you feel and where you feel it in your body. And then we're going to extend the left arm out, palm up. If you like, you can, again, touch the sternoclavicle joint on the other side. And then clockwise and counterclockwise rotation. And since this is the second side, this is sometimes interesting to notice if this feels similar to the first side or if there's a big difference. If there's more rotation in this side or less rotation, or more grindy noises or more popping noises. So just notice what you feel. All right, and then we're gonna open the right arm out again. And now we're gonna do a little head movement with this move. So we're gonna turn, look towards the palm of the right hand and rotate the left hand clockwise. And then you're gonna switch your gaze to the left hand as you turn the left palm up and rotate the right hand. So you're gonna switch from one side to the other. This is internal, external rotation of the shoulder joint. Notice the mobility in your neck, the sensation of turning the head side to side. Looking, just attention with symmetries and asymmetries in the body. So these movement practices don't need to create symmetry in the body. It can make us aware of how our body is. And shake the arms a moment, let it out. Rest. One more exercise with the arms out. So again, set your core, sternum up, sits bones down. So now we're going to take the arms out again, but rotate the palms down, fingers up, and feel like you're pushing the hands away. Whew. So depending on what you do in the day, this can create a lot of sensation, and depending on how your body is. So just take a few deep breaths here, adjusting as appropriate. So you don't want to create too much sensation. This can be a really strong stretch for some of us through the lower arms and wrists. Just about 2 more breaths. And release. Good. Okay. Now I'm going to come a little closer for this next one. So now we're going to take one hand, right or left, doesn't matter. And we're going to make like a little wave with the fingers. So first the little finger, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, and thumb. So just starting like a little fan. And then you're going to allow your wrist to participate. So then it becomes like a circle. And then you can let your elbow participate. You get a little bit of back and forth. And let your shoulder participate and you get like a big circle. But all starting with the movement of the fingers. We're sitting now, but you notice even my body's like, okay, let's, your body doesn't know it has parts. It's all working together. So just work one side, really moving, articulating the fingers and letting the rest of the movement come. And then shake, 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 and pause. We're going to wake up the second side. Same idea. So just beginning with the wave of the fingers. And as always, second side is the one where you're like, oh, this is different. We have dominant and less dominant sides. The wrists can open up, the elbow, the shoulder. You might notice one side feels a little bit more coordinated and the other side feels, my left arm doesn't really do the dance so well, but it does its best. And then if you like, you can take the first arm and bring it in together. This isn't dancing, but you can do it to music. It can become dancing. So movement of any kind that really helps you feel and move the body is great. This one is particularly intended for those of us with tightness around the shoulders, around the wrists, and the upper back. And then shake, 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 shake. Pause. Good. And then one more seated posture in this little sequence. We're going to begin. I'll turn to the side again so you can see a little bit what's happening in the upper back. So we're going to Open the hands out to the side. So this is sort of lifting the sternum. Feel the weight in the sits bones. And on exhale, we're going to wrap the arms around, drop the head, let the upper back round. So open the arms out. So in a lot of yoga classes, they call this a heart opener, but our heart is 3 dimensions. So this is the front side of the heart opening. And as we wrap the arms around, the back side of the heart opens. So continue moving with your breath. Inhale, open the front. Exhale, open the back, drop the head. And so I'll share with you a beautiful teaching from one of my teachers in the Buddhist tradition, Mario Theravada, in the Theravada tradition. He gives this image that we have deep roots that run to the core of the earth supporting us. Above us, we have clear blue sky. And in front of us, like the front of your body can open all the way to the horizon. That is an openness to the future, to all the possibilities in front of you. And as you wrap the arms around and open the back side, that's releasing and letting go of the past and all that's come. So inhale, opening to the future. Exhale, releasing the past. So just move in that space of extended body now. So you're using your mind, this powerful machine, to visualize strong vastness, stable body, open to the future, and releasing the past. And then the next time, after you finish your next breath, you're just going to come back to the center and pause a moment. You can keep the eyes open or closed, and we're just going to sit for a moment of awareness, like we did at the beginning, just feeling the sensations in your body. And like we did at the beginning, we're going to end the sequence by bringing the palms of the hands together. And so if you're listening to this recording at a later time in your own practice, you can stay in this quiet space of just being attentive to the sensations of the body, or you can close the practice now.